Welcome to the Enchanted Sanctuary, the podcast for women ready to explore self-discovery and spiritual growth. Whether it's mastering your mindset, exploring energy work, or tapping into your intuition, this podcast is your go-to toolbox for spiritual and inner work. Think of it as a cozy chat with friends, where we celebrate the magic of growth and the beauty of becoming your true self. Each week, I'll talk with amazing women who share their personal journeys and the tools they've discovered to inspire and empower others. So if you're ready to embrace your path, discover new tools, and feel inspired, hit subscribe and join me in Enchanted Sanctuary. Hi, and welcome to the Sanctuary. Nikki here. So you probably have already listened to an episode about gratitude. If not, go and have a listen to it because it tells you all about how to do gratitude and the power of it and why to do it. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about something that happened to me this morning when I was doing my gratitude, just to show how we can incorporate essential oils into gratitude, and also a tool that I actually created. So I'm a healing artist as well as being a podcaster, and everything I create has a power to transform you, whether that's little words that I put on there for words of inspiration, whether it's through the energy that I put in what I create, or it's an actual tool to help you on your journey. And so a while ago, I created something called Posipods. Now, Posipods are little balls of clay, bit bigger than a marble, and they have a knobbly surface on them, all different textures and colours. And if you're on the podcast only and you can't see the video, hop over to YouTube because I also have the videos there as well. And you can see that they have a very knobbly surface, all different types. And each Posipod, so like a positive pod, has a little hole in them. And in that hole, we put essential oils. Now, I sell these in groups of 5 for 5 gratitudes. And it's kind of like reminiscent of the, not the worry beads, rosary beads that people used at church. And so we take one Posipod and we hold it and we touch it and we smell an oil that we put in the hole to create a sensorial experience for giving gratitude. For example, I would take one and I would close my eyes, and being kinesthetic people love to touch and feel. They love the sensations. So we touch it and we visualize what we're thankful for. So I often, bring up the thing of bird song. So as I'm touching it and feeling it, I'm imagining myself out there smelling the birds, hearing the birds, and then smelling an oil that I've put in there for my choice. So just another example, being thankful for abundance. Today I'm going to be thankful for the money coming towards me, and an ideal essential oil for that would be wild orange, which is the essential oil of abundance. So I'd pop a little drop of wild orange into the hole and I would breathe it in as I am feeling that abundance. This morning I tried something else. Right, I'm going to use my Posipods, my gratitude, and I'm going to close my eyes, and instead of intentionally thinking about what I want to be grateful for, I'm going to allow my intuition to tell me. And so I closed my eyes and I intuitively picked, eyes closed, 5 essential oils. Then I looked at the emotions behind them and then did the gratitude from that. And it was so, so powerful. I was in tears. The first one I picked was black pepper. And it really does smell so peppery. Black pepper is an oil that is really good for people who have hidden parts of themselves, often the darker parts, like those deep emotions such as anger and frustration and all the yucky emotions, feeling sad and grief, etc. Because we've been told that they're not good to show. So just put on a happy face and don't show those emotions, bury them within. If you've been in toxic relationships and you're not allowed to show those emotions. Black pepper is really good for that as well. So it really helps to bring those deepest dark emotions to the surface. So that was extremely powerful. It took me on a whole road of forgiveness, going into those deeper, darker emotions. Next one that came up was Siberian fir, which just smells like walking through a pine forest. Is the age of like mature healing, if you like, as we get older and how we look back on our lives. And we can look back and see that the word comes from like peaks and troughs. So the troughs, the valleys of where things weren't so good, where we hadn't stuck up for ourselves, where we had stayed in toxic relationships, where we hadn't done something that we really wanted to do, all this type of thing, looking back on our timeline and feeling grief and regret and loss, all that type of emotion, Siberian fir is really good for. And it really sent me this morning, as I put that into one of the Posipods, smelling it, it took me on a road of deep forgiveness for myself, of I'd been looking back on some of my YouTube videos and found some going back to prior to lockdown. And then when I looked at them, I thought, my goodness, you were just so not in your power. You were just so like this people pleaser and all this stuff coming, all this self-judgment. And so Siberian fir really took me on this path of deep forgiveness and pure acceptance that was all part of my path. And, we often say these things, oh, yes, no, I accept those parts of me. But when we go really deep, and this is where the oils really help, they really dig deep down to really admit those times where you did not accept yourself, where you judged yourself. And, it's almost like when you get to the summit of a mountain, you had to go on those paths that were really difficult, the winding paths, the rocky paths, the moment where you almost gave up. But without that path, you would have not reached that summit. You can't just reach the summit without taking that path first. So Siberian fir was really, really strong on that. I also chose my eyes closed fennel. So fennel has a very aniseedy smell. And it's really about the choices you make, listening to your body, really, what your body is really telling you. And we can go down toxic choices of things like smoking and alcohol and food. And, I've been kind of like overeating on like the sugar side with cakes and biscuits and whatever, and thinking, oh my goodness, I wasn't actually listening to my body in those moments where my body was probably crying out for an apple, but my ego was saying, no, we want sugar, we want this, we want that. The comfort side. And so it was learning as well to give gratitude to my body for the signals that it shows and to forgive myself for not listening to those moments. These are the things, that you don't even think about. You just go through your day to day. And so many of us will just go, yes, I understand all that. Yes, I do that. But do we really? And it's really about getting truthful and really digging deep into those bits that are really painful to think, no, face those moments where you did not listen, that you did judge yourself. And then give yourself so much love and forgiveness for those moments. Tea tree was another one that I intuitively picked. Now, tea tree, as many people use, like for insect bites and for skin issues, tea tree is also an incredible oil for cleansing toxic energies, for creating barriers against toxic energy. And so it drove me into remembering all those moments when I'd stayed in toxic, narcissistic, manipulative relationships when it wasn't good for me, that I'd stay there almost for the goodness of the other person, being really in this people-pleasing moment of just seeing how the possibilities, how it could be, and not really facing into what was really good for me. and of not having those boundaries. And I know going through one narcissistic relationship, it really taught me. When I stood back, I realized that, my goodness, I'm not having boundaries here, and it really helped me to see where I need to step up and create those boundaries. So I am truly thankful for those relationships that I did have, but it's going back and forgiving myself, being in the middle of them. And then the last one, AirX, which again is a blend, and it's a blend that contains frankincense and litsea. And it's really about the air that we breathe, the toxic environments that we can live in, and to shift ourselves away from those. So again, it's about being those moments where I at first hadn't shifted myself. I'd stayed in those moments, stayed in those relationships, stayed in those environments that were not good for me. But then also seeing the courage that I had to step up and then step away, to realize that no, in the end, I took that courage to move out. I was the one that made the move to step up and step away. So going from self-judgment to self-forgiveness, to seeing the absolute blessing that I had and the strength that I had to do it. And it was such a powerful moment of breathing in these oils and really feeling this. So after doing the oils and the Posipods, I then journaled for each of those oils what was coming up. And it was just so powerful. And then in my diffuser, one moment, I have a little diffuser here, pilot diffuser. So it works on you charge it up and then you could just use it next to your desk. So in there, I've put all the oils that I use this morning, and then I'll be diffusing them throughout the day next to me. So I'm continuing to get that benefit. And the beauty with essential oils when we work with emotion is they are able to really tap into the area, the brain called the amygdala, that really connects with the emotion and with the memories. So it's really, I should go into this further in another podcast. But they really work, not just with the smell, how it makes you feel, but it actually has an effect in your brain as well. So it really helps with the deep emotional work. And I will do a whole other podcast of why I choose these particular oils. So I just really want to share that whole other way of doing gratitude, of not coming from an intentional point of view, not coming from me deciding what to be thankful for, because doing that, it's almost like only being aware of what we know, but not being aware of what is deep in the subconscious. And so working with the oils, doing the gratitude and turning it on its head, of doing it in a way that I allowed my intuition, my subconscious, and the oils to show me what I needed to be grateful for today. And it was massive. I cried a lot. I got rid of a lot of emotion, journaled it out. And yeah, just a really truthful, beautiful moment. And yeah, to be able to do that on my Posipods as well. So if you want to find out more about the Posipods and about the essential oils, you can go on my website, nikkihoward.com, details in the description, etc. But it really is truly powerful. So go and have a beautiful day, and maybe, do something similar. Find a way for you that you can take that gratitude, maybe ask the day to show you what to be grateful for, and allow that to come to you. And yeah, please let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode and your experience of doing gratitude. Take care. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found inspiration, tools, and a touch of magic to support your journey. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone who might need it. And if you'd like to dive deeper, visit my website at nikkihoward.com, where you can learn about my upcoming membership, the Enchanter Sanctuary, a community for like-minded souls just like you, full of tools, creativity, and guidance to help you clear the path back to your true self. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust your path, and remember you are never alone on this journey.